Stories of families, farms, and individuals that have worked the land for generations, and the machines that represent an attachment to the family legacy. Steiner's Stories Across America is an adventure to uncover these stories and traditions that have played a part in making America so special.
Another Steiner story from across America. Hello, everyone. I'm Max Armstrong, along with Zach Smith here in North Carolina. Pinpoint, generally speaking, where you are in the state, Zach.
We're in the Piedmont region. We're in between Winston-Salem and Greensboro, so we're not in the center of the state. We're more not west, but west of the center of the state.
You grow sweet potatoes.
Yes, we do now. We stopped. We did grow tobacco. We quit in 2011. Transitioned over to sweet potatoes. Still grow soybeans, wheat, hay.
So it's more than sweet potatoes, but you've got, what, 4 crops, 3 crops you grow there?
Yeah, yes.
Now, sweet potatoes are important in this state. It's the number one sweet potato state in America, as I recall.
Yes, it's number one. We're number one in production for sweet potatoes in the whole U.S.
I see you've broken ground out here already for that crop. You're getting ready to go, put it in the ground, and then you'll harvest later in the summer, right?
Yes, we'll set probably 1st of June, and then 120 days later we'll go back and dig them up and get them up by hand. So. And then sort them, grade them, and sort them, and start selling.
The Ford tractors here on your place, they have a role in your crops as well?
Yes, they've been a role here since my grandfather got out of service in World War II, and he farmed with them, and that's what we still have.
So they're not just show ponies for tractor shows and parades. You work them?
No, we fix them up, clean them up, try to keep them clean, but they do still get worked regularly.
Recall your first experience with a Ford tractor.
Dad had an 8-in and was spread out to straddle 2 rows, and he let me cultivate. I can't remember how old I was, maybe 10. And he did have a Selecto speed one time that he supervised me while I was driving in the driveway because first gear was slow, so not too fast.
That worked, huh? Yeah, as a young man, you probably really felt like you were on top of the world when you were able to drive it by yourself.
Oh yeah, I thought I was the king then.
Well, sell me on Ford tractors. What was so special about Ford tractors? Why did they sell so well in this part of the world?
Well, there was a tobacco region. They had a good row crop tractor. You could spread them out to straddle 2 rows of tobacco, and we had a good dealer. There were several good dealers there at the time, back in the day, and there were several other dealerships also, but Ford was a good dealer here in this area back then. Having
a good, local, strong, loyal dealer was important, wasn't it?
Yes, we even had a dealer that we'd have a breakdown or something, needed a part on Saturday afternoon, and he would open up the door, go in there and get the part, come back and say, come pay me Monday, and that meant a lot.
That was important, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Talk to me about this 6000 that we're standing by here. What's special about this tractor? Have you had this a while?
Yes, we probably had it 25 years or so. Dad got it out of Ohio. That has 2,300 original hours. We given it a freshening up. Everything's all original on it except the paint. Dad found a new old stock steering wheel. We do have an original pan seat for it, but it's kind of rusted on the bottom, so it has about all the options you can get. It has dual work lights, dual remotes, which is hardly ever seen on the 6000. So
now there's a special lift attachment on here for the hitch you were talking about earlier.
So on this tractor here, the only thing Ford had on this model only, it was called a power store. After the tractor's been running, you can raise and lower an implement by the 3-point or by hydraulics. If they're remote hydraulics hooked up to it, it'll raise and lower like a pull-type disc or such. And I can cut it off now and show you that it'll raise up.
So even with the tractor not running, it would do it. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Wow.
How many times could you do that then, Zach?
It does it 3 times.
There is a limit.
Yes, there is a limit.
Have you tried a 4th?
No, it won't do a 4th.
Let's walk on back here and see another one of your tractors.
All right.
You know, I may want to get up here and try driving it a little bit.
That'd be fine.
Tell me about the 7000.
This was the row crop version. They called it the 7200, and it designated a flat deck row crop, and it was also a first true tobacco tractor for the Ford Motor Company.
What year?
This one's a 1974.
You know, Ford used to talk about their North American horseshoe, as they called it. A lot of dealers, a lot of sales up the East Coast, across Canada, and down the West Coast. You guys kind of fit into that, didn't you?
Yes, puts out pretty good horsepower for the size.
I'm sorry, what year is it, you said?
1974.
74.
Yeah.
So that was quite an advance over the 6000.
Oh, yeah, a little bit better hydraulics, and this one has dual remotes as well. It has load monitor, dual power transmission.
You know, I'm going to be nosy. I always just like to look in, see what's in the toolbox. There won't be anything jump out of there.
No.
Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. What's this for? What do you do with this?
Scrape the mud off of the plows.
I was going to guess that. What else is down in there?
Oh, a few wrenches and hammers, and not that Fords need it, but...
And not that Fords need it, right? Those are in case there's somebody nearby with a farm on.
That's right.
No baling wire.
No, not on this one, but there's some around.
I can imagine so. Do you enjoy driving this tractor?
I do. It sits up high off the ground. It keeps you out of the dust a little more, and you know, it's higher clearance. You can see the rows in the ground better when we're setting sweet potatoes or digging sweet potatoes.
Tractor radio, big boy. Tractor radio for a guy who made his living from radio. That's kind of fun to see.
Yes, that's a original Ford AM FM radio.
Guys across the field could probably hear it as well as you could, right?
They could. You could, yes.
And that's probably why some of my hearing has gone away over the years, Zach.
Yes, they like I said, between the loud turbo mufflers, straight pipes, and the FM radio, yeah.
All put together, that did some damage. What else do we need to know about the 7000?
Well, you could get it in an all-purpose configuration or the row crop like this one, and this one has, like I said, the factory roll bar, canopy, dual remotes. Did
all of these come out of the same plant in Michigan, all of the Ford tractors?
Yeah, these were made in Romeo, Michigan.
So I have to ask you about the 8N. Is that the most popular, the most sales of any Ford tractor?
It is. They made more 8Ns than they made grocery buggies probably.
Low to the ground, hard to turn over?
Yeah, they was a very good tractor for the southern farmer and many farmers.
Talk about, you mentioned the southern farmer and you mentioned tobacco country. What were the important characteristics for a tractor here?
To be able to spread out and straddle two rows and cultivate two rows, and just, you know, it had the width.
A lot of people don't realize what it was like growing tobacco, and you had it here. It was very labor-intensive, tough crop, right?
Yes, it was something that once you set it in the ground, you didn't walk away from it. You got to stay with it constantly till the day it was finally finished harvested.
Talk about the various procedures you had to do in those days.
Well, when you bed up your land, and then you set with the transplanter, and you cultivated and chopped with a hoe and chopped and some more, and then once it started growing, then you top it, sucker it, and then you start priming it and pulling it until the last crop's in, and then hope for a good sale and take it to the warehouse and sell it and wait for that check.
The barns were hot, I understand. Hot and miserable in the summertime.
Yes, Dad, when he was little, they had the stick barns, and it was all put up by hand labor. Everything was, hand labor back then.
I've complained to some guys about what it was like working in the barn stacking hay in the summertime, but they say, oh, that's nothing compared to tobacco barn.
No, it's bending over at the first, and then you finally get to raise up later on, but then, like I said, you put it up by hand, and then, when you go to, after you cure it out, you strip it all by hand again and make 3 grades, and then take it and bale it and sell it.
Let's talk a little bit about the Ford tractor, and young people found it pretty easy to get on a Ford and to drive a Ford, right? A young person could get on there and master it rather quickly.
Yes, there's an old photo that Henry Ford made back in the late 48 or 49 of he let a kid actually demonstrate at a field day, and it said they're so easy a kid could do it, and he actually had a kid plowing with a 8N.
That probably sold a few tractors, I imagine.
Yeah. Like I said, it was real easy drive, 4-speed tractor, and pretty easy.
You collect a lot of things related to Ford. I've seen some of your signs here, Ford in New Holland, and that just kind of rounds out the collection, doesn't it?
Yes, that's all we've ever had, and that's just what we stick with. And I've remembered as a child and collecting and seeing and gathering things as I was a kid, and always thought it was fascinating to me. Everybody's got their own thing that they like, and ours was Ford tractors and equipment.
And of course, you've followed through with the New Holland heritage. I see it on your shirt. I see some hay equipment here. They have a great reputation still to this day, do they not, for forage equipment?
Yes, New Holland was, as it claimed, first in grassland farming, and of course, later on in the 90s, Ford and New Holland merged, and they done away with the Ford name and went to New Holland. But they was always great, and their hay equipment was excellent.
We appreciate you sharing the story with us, Zach. Nice to talk with you about your Ford heritage, your Ford allegiance, and a couple of favorite Ford tractors. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Zach Smith in North Carolina joining us here on Steiner Stories Across America. I'm Max Armstrong.